everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Iris and today I would like to share a life update. For those of you who have been following and keeping up with my channel since January 2021, you would know that I have iron deficiency anemia and I am also a graduate student who is on sick leave. During this leave, I have also posted videos on college studying strategies to help college students improve their studying and also for first years to get familiar with the college expectations. If you are interested in knowing more about my iron deficiency anemia, you can check my anemia and iron deficiencies experience story playlist down in the description below. If you're interested in college studying strategies, I have a Study With Me playlist which I'll also put in the description. For today's video, I am going to provide a life update specifically on my health condition and also my journey towards recovery. So in summer 2020 to summer 2021, I have been treating my iron deficiency anemia. But at the same time, I also discovered that I have a B12 and vitamin D deficiency. These nutritional deficiencies came abruptly and they interrupted my studies for a full year, and that would be the span of fall 2020 to summer 2021. During this time, I was also suffering from heavy menstrual bleeding, and that wasn't resolved until 6 months on birth control. I am taking a set of supplements and medications at this current time. On one hand, for the supplements, I am taking iron, vitamin B12, and vitamin D. And for medications, I am taking a birth control pill, which is also known as an oral contraceptive pill, and that's an OCP. While I was treating my nutritional deficiencies, I suffered anxiety, insecurity, and weakness. I failed to stabilize my bleeding and iron stores, and that left me to believe that I had no control over my life and I didn't have the ability to change my condition. This, as a result, contributed to me losing hope in my life. I questioned myself why I was still alive. I started to wallow in self-pity and I developed learned helplessness. Iron deficiency and vitamin B12 deficiency both give rise to debilitating symptoms such as fatigue, weakness, heart palpitations, cold hands and feet, tingling and numbness, poor memory, chest pain, leg cramps, restless leg syndrome, and headaches. At the beginning of treating these nutritional deficiencies, I really hated myself. Like, I wouldn't be able to wake up in the mirror and smile and give myself any encouragement. I wanted to yell at my younger self for being a picky eater. I really wanted to take back the times that I neglected my diet. The road to recovery from these deficiencies take about 6 months to a year. So it is a long journey with lots of twists and turns. I hated the fact that I couldn't just wake up and work like normal people. I hated being a burden to my family. COVID-19 brought a new normal that was already stressful and challenging to adapt to. I was not mentally prepared to take on more. I was fearing for my life while I was trying to save myself. Every ER visit brought uncertainty of contracting the virus and endangering my family. After multiple ER visits, blood tests, and waiting, I was finally approved for iron infusions, and in November 2020, I received those infusions. After I had them, I had developed false hope. The numbers on my blood test looked fantastic, and I felt that I could function again. I had this newfound energy. Unfortunately, 6 months after my infusions, my ferritin plummeted. I was anxious of what's to come. I didn't want to be deficient again. I restarted my iron supplements. I felt that I needed a support group with people that knew what I was dealing with. So I joined the Iron Protocol group on Facebook to learn more about iron deficiency anemia. I learned that many people, like me, low on ferritin, B12, and vitamin D. These three work together to help the body function. If you supplement one, you most likely will need to supplement the other. Of course, blood work is necessary before starting any supplements. So I waited another 3 months to see where my ferritin was at. My most recent blood work was in June 2021, and that showed I was deficient in ferritin, B12, and vitamin D. The anxiety, depression, and discomfort were mostly from these deficiencies. I should have been tested for these earlier on. As a patient, I do recommend advocating for yourself. If I didn't, I would still be suffering. After finding out my other two deficiencies, I started to join other groups on Facebook, and those focused on vitamin B12 and vitamin D. I'll link all the groups in the description below. If you are suffering from any of these deficiencies, please investigate these groups. You should always work with your family doctor on your health, but it doesn't hurt to have more knowledge about your condition. Since I am feeling more like myself and I am more clear-headed, I decided that I needed to pick up the pieces and put them back together. I wanted to heal my body and my soul. During my journey to recovery, I did see a lot of people's true selves, and I have to admit, it wasn't all pretty. Some of them were quite hurtful and gut-wrenching. Luckily, I ran into a poet on TikTok. Her name is Shelby Lay, and she was promoting her second poetry collection called Changing the Tides. I instantly fell in love. She does a great job tackling mental health, relationships, self-love, loss, insecurity, emotional abuse, healing, hope, and empowerment. I purchased her book in June. I feel that I am not alone in having these feelings. Her use of words pinpoint the struggles that I'm going through. In my experience, her poetry gave me an outlet to reflect on my relationships with others and myself. I appreciate that she opens with inner darkness and ends with inner light. Every sad, upsetting, or unpleasant encounter has its value. It teaches us a lesson. It gives us a chance to resonate with others who also struggle with similar things. It can be an outlet for change. It can be an anchor that pulls us down, or it can be a sail that lets us rise. In all honesty, I wasn't a huge fan of poetry as a kid. I am a Canadian-born child of immigrant parents. English was not my first language. In fact, it's actually Cantonese. I had a tough time studying English during my school years. I was lost and confused with poetry. I am glad that I was able to try something new during my journey of recovery. Shelby Lay's Changing with the Tides is a perfect prompt for journal writing, and I'm starting to understand why people like to journal. It is a form of healing and expression. I feel that I needed this immensely during this time. Reflecting back, I feel I needed this probably during my undergraduate studies. I had a major surgery in my second year, and I was struggling mentally and physically in my junior and senior years. If I did this earlier, I feel that I could have been kinder to myself. I would have taken better care of myself. I would have listened to my body. I would have tried to address my issues instead of burying them. I used my body as a vessel to complete my goals, but I neglected its needs and wants. To that, I sincerely apologize. I will try hard to restore your vitality and happiness. So with my journaling process, it hasn't been too long since I started with me living in BC, there was a crazy heat wave, and during those couple of days I had a tough time journaling. But right now what I have are 3 entries, 1 and 2 and 3. For each daily journal entry, I will read one of her poems. So I use her poetry as an inspiration, and I use like a similar format to her, but I am talking about my own personal issues that are related to the theme that she's bringing up. And I feel like that has been helping quite a bit, and I'll keep you updated on this journaling process that I have, and maybe I can give you some tips and some insights once I get more consistent and once I have more experience of doing it. And guys, remember to subscribe, like, and turn on post notifications. And I'll see you next time. Bye!